Alright, this is an album cover coming at you with another game between Dakrin, who is the light blue Terran here on the left side of Delta Quadrant. And on the right side of Delta Quadrant, we have FoxxBird, who is, of course, the purple Protoss. This will be an interesting matchup, I think, on this map, just because usually when you think of Delta Quadrant, you think, oh no, I'm going to get rushed by Zerg. And but when you don't have Zerg in a matchup on Delta Quadrant, a lot of times you both will end up, whether it's both Terran or both Protoss or Protoss and Terran, you'll end up just walling off here on the front, and then a lot of times you can tech to air really quickly. So it'll be interesting to see. We haven't seen FoxxBird use any Void Rays right now, as of yet, or at least I haven't today. And I haven't seen any Phoenix. So it'll be really interesting to see if he does decide to go that tech route, or if he'll switch, or if he'll stay with his Mass Stalkers, or in the past couple games, his just pretty much warp gate technology units. So like the games we've seen before, his probe, FoxxBird's probe, will be sent out a lot quicker than Dakrin. Although on this map, I think Dakrin can, of course, afford to wait a little bit longer to scout, just because if FoxxBird was going to wall off right here, it would take him a lot longer to do so. And of course, he's going to be as annoying as he can with this little probe, and actually going to go ahead and build this barracks with this SCV, and really this SCV could end up dying if Dakrin is not careful enough. But looks like a very similar build order. We've got the refinery done. Actually, refinery is done before the barracks this time, actually, so we could see factory tech a lot quicker. So that'll be, see if we can use tanks, or if Dakrin just wanted to get the factory up quick enough so he could use the starport and maybe get some Banshees with cloak, or battle cruisers. That would be nice, but I have a feeling we're not going to see those. So anyway, going for 2 gate and probably a cybernetics core here next from FoxxBird, if he's playing like anything like he has before, getting out this Zealot here just to kind of guard the entrance. This SCV is going to be able to juke this Zealot pretty easily, at least, and be able to scout inside this base at least until FoxxBird can get his Stalker out. So if we look at the income tab, FoxxBird is already gaining a quick macro advantage, although part of that is due to the orbital command center just now being completed. So this SCV is going to run up in here and going to see 2 gateways. We haven't seen any sort of cybernetics core yet, although here it goes down by FoxxBird. So right now, however, Dakrin has not, I don't think, spotted the cybernetics core. He probably figures it's there, and rightly so, but as of right now, he has not spotted that. So these Marines should be enough to micro against this Zealot here, and with this other Zealot being so far behind, it's really not going to make that much difference. However, he doesn't micro quite well enough, and 1 Marine does go down. So I think FoxxBird is taking the worker killing a bit seriously, and Dakrin really does need to do a lot better job microing those Marines, because if he doesn't, he's of course just going to lose more. That's an interesting micro tactic to just completely run away. So yeah, and I think part of the problem is his rally point is set way out here to the front of the gate, which normally would be a good thing, but right now is not, and FoxxBird his Zealot is being attacked by this SCV, who's right now is owning the Zealot, but Zealot got angry and decided to turn around and retaliate. So this starport is going to be down on this tech lab, so we are going to see Banshees, which I think is definitely a good switch up. This supply depot is going to burn down if it's not attended to, and it is not, so it is going to explode, and really just could have saved that with a little bit of attentiveness. Although in Dakrin's defense, he is trying to defend off these 2 Zealots right now, and he's forced to pull off probes off the line. So with just a little pressure of this 2 warp gate, with 2 more zealots coming in, this really could be trouble right now with these 2 more zealots. And right now, Dakrin having no income whatsoever. These Marines are almost certainly not going to get microed correctly, and they both go down so quickly. This zealot doesn't only takes a little bit of damage to his life, but this Banshee getting out just in time. This Banshee is going to really be the saving grace for Dakrin right now, because without this Banshee, he was almost certainly going to die and have to GG, but this Marine just running away. This Marine goes down. The Zealot had 4 life left. These SUVs really need to get to mining again, and right now all these Zealots are pretty much just a target for this Banshee right now, already having 3 kills. But these Zealots can still be annoying for Dakrin if he doesn't keep up with his Marines like he should. Also, these Zealots can really try to control this space out here, and maybe control enough so that he can create a proxy pylon or something like that. Now, we are seeing a forge, so with, of course, probably with in mind for the cannons with detection, because if you, of course, you see Banshees, you can get cloak, which he's actually not getting. So that he's just getting more Banshees as of right now. He's also getting a robotics facility for, I assume, at least an observer. Maybe a Colossi as well. But these 2 Banshees are going to come out here along with these Marines, these 3 Marines. But these 4 Zealots are just sitting up here. And later in the game, maybe with this robotics facility, it could get a warp prism and pick them up, and they could be of use a little bit later. But we are actually going to see, I know I said we weren't going to see battlecruisers, but the fusion core is out, and if we could see battlecruisers used effectively, I'm going to be very happy. We haven't seen battlecruisers. We haven't seen battlecruisers all day. We haven't seen motherships all day, and just units like that you don't see a lot. We haven't seen broodlords. Of course, we've only got 1 Zerg player, so that's really not really his fault too much. But I'm still going to blame him a little bit. But with all these stalkers and this observer staying with them, these Banshees are going to have a hard time taking the stalker force on directly. So what these Banshees' role needs to be, instead of attacking this stalker armor directly, they need to be attacking and harassing as much as they can. They actually do not have cloak yet, so they're not going to be able to really do a whole lot. If he had positioned his Banshee right here, he would still be able to attack some of those probes. However, both Banshees and the Marines were taken out while all these stalkers remain to attack these destructible rocks. And look at the units lost tab. Dakrin is a little bit behind in that income. He certainly is behind. He's down by 11 harvesters, and that is not a place you'd like to be in. FoxxBird is actually working against these destructible rocks from both angles, using the Zealots he kept hidden up here to work on them from both angles, and is really trying to create a short lane to Dakrin's base instead of going necessarily the warp gate route, even though he does have these warp gates. So maybe he's going to try to he's not really using his robotics facility for anything other than those observers. So he right now is basically pushing in with his main force of stalkers and a few zealots, and his Marines are going to be eaten up. There's really nothing that these Marines, just more and more Marines, are going to be able to do. We're getting a battlecruiser almost out. I wonder how long it's going to last. If he could position it over some of these SCVs, they could possibly repair it, but I'm not sure that it is going to. The battlecruiser goes down. At least we saw it, guys. It happened. So, and with that, as Dakrin loses his battlecruiser, I feel like he loses the game, and he does GG. So FoxxBird goes on and plays an excellent game. Dakrin played well too, but in the end, FoxxBird got him. So, an album cover signing off. Bye.